Rickey Smiley Morning Show, the most funny in the morning. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Just another day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. God is good all the time and all the time.
No, that's right.
God is good. Pastor Haynes, good morning. Yeah. Welcome to Senior Pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, Dr. Frederick Douglass Haynes, bringing that word this morning. I know you got something good this morning, Pastor Haynes.
Hey, good morning, Rickey Smiley. Thank you so much. Listen, our song for the day is hot because it basically talks about I told the storm. And the good news is that you don't have to worry about the storms taking you out when God can raise you up in the midst of your storm. You know that storms are metaphors for suffering and pain and difficulties and stress and all the stuff we go through that tries to wipe us out and take us out. All of us, I don't care who you are, you're going to go through a storm. But here's the good news. Storms may be inevitable, but God lets you know that peace is your possibility. Storms are inevitable, but peace is the choice that you still can have because God will give you power to talk to your storm. And what that is simply saying is, number one, God gives us peace in the midst of the storm, a peace that passeth all understanding. Peace is what God gives you on the inside so that you can withstand and stand what is happening on the outside. Peace keeps you calm in the midst of your chaos. Peace keeps you serene in the midst of your stress. God will give you peace so that everything that's trying to bring you down, God gives you the strength to still stand up. So God gives you peace when you talk to your storm, but also God gives you power when you talk to your storm. That's what the song is letting us know, that God will give you a strength. God will give you a power that somehow the storm that is meant to take you out, instead, it builds you up. And you look back on that and say, count it all joy when you fall into diverse trials and tribulations, knowing the trying of your faith is producing endurance. Yeah, your storm is giving you power. Your storm is making you stronger. But then finally, the good news is the storm is going to pass. It ain't going to last. Trouble don't last always. That's the good news I share with everyone this day. Your storm is going to pass. But here's what the song says. The song says, I told the storm, meaning you've got the power to talk to your storm and let your storm know that you are at peace. Let your storm know that you still got the power, and let your storm know that weeping may endure for a night, but joy is coming in the morning. The storm is going to pass. How can you talk to the storm? Because the Bible puts it like this. There is power of life and death in the tongue, meaning you've got the power to talk to your situation, talk to your storm, because the storm doesn't have the last word. You and God are going to have the last word. I don't know about you, but I told the storm, and the storm, in the midst of that storm, God gave me peace. God gave me power, and this storm is going to pass. Hallelujah. Have a great day.
There it is, y'all. I Told the Storm by Greg O'Quinn. I love you, Pastor Haynes.
Love you, Rickey. Have a great one.
Yes, sir. You too. Let's get into some music. Rickey's Smiley Morning Show. 11 minutes after the hour, got your front page right here. Maria, good morning.
Good morning. It's being brought to you by the Tom Joyner Foundation Fantastic Voyage. Cabins are moving fast for the Tom Joyner Fantastic Voyage. Sailing 2023 on Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Don't miss the boat. Go to fantasticvoyage2023.com today for details. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's your Wednesday morning news. The Justice Department is investigating how top secret documents from Joe Biden's time as vice president wound up in an office at a Washington think tank. A lawyer for Biden found the documents mixed in with Biden's personal papers and immediately called the National Archives. Biden responded to the discovery saying he didn't know how the documents were taken to the office. Meanwhile, Alan Weisselberg, longtime chief financial officer of the Trump Organization, has been sentenced to 5 months in jail for his part in a tax fraud scheme. Weisselberg and other Trump executives received tax-free compensation in the form of apartments, car leases, and private school tuition while their taxable salaries were lowered. The West Coast continues to experience extreme weather. Nearly 50,000 people have been ordered to evacuate as a series of rainstorms sweep across the coast of California. Up to 7 more inches of rain are expected later in the week. Lastly, the Department of Transportation has received thousands of complaints from customers of Southwest Airlines about the meltdown of its services over the holidays. Among other things, customers are saying Southwest isn't making good on promised refunds for canceled flights. The complaints have been sent to Southwest with a demand for answers within 60 days. Read more on these stories and other headlines at RickySmileyMorningShow.com. I'm Maria Moore, and that's what's happening in news. Rock T, what you got in sports?
Let's start off with the Miami Heat. They set an NBA record by making all 40 of their free throws to help beat the Oklahoma City Thunder last night, man. The old record was set by the Utah Jazz when they went 39 for 39 from the line back in 1982. The Madden video game will be removing the CPR touchdown celebration in respect to Buffalo Bills' DeMar Hamlin crisis last week. DeMar was discharged from the hospital out of Cincinnati, hoping to see him join his teammates real soon. He's recently been passing several more care tests in a Buffalo hospital. So y'all continue to support and pray for my brother for a full recovery. A little bit of sad news, man. Former NFL wide receiver Charles Johnson, who won a Super Bowl title with Tom Brady and the New England Patriots 2001, died back in July. He was found dead in a hotel one day after his wife reported him missing, but they never reported the cause of death until now. Obviously, it was an apparent suicide, a drug overdose. Charles also played with the Steelers, Buffalo Bills, and the Philadelphia Eagles, man. So, sad news right there. Quick sports report. Gary, what's going on, Pimp?
Well, everybody's talking about Cheryl Lee Ralph, honey, and the remarks she made on the beautiful Golden Globes red carpet on last evening. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Cheryl Lee Ralph wishes, y'all, that she could tell her 15-year-old self that someday certain people would pay to look like her. They say when they asked her on the 2023 Golden Globes red carpet what advice she would give her younger self, the Abbott Elementary star praised her natural features before y'all take the jab, honey, at the Kardashian family. She said, quote, "There's nothing wrong with your nose," she said. "There's nothing wrong with the shade of your skin. There is nothing wrong with the way your hair grows out of your head." Then she went on to say, "And there certainly is nothing wrong with your beautiful lips, because there will be people called the Kardashians and they will pay $10,000 for lips." She said, "Hang in there, 15-year-old Cheryl Ralph."
She said that?
Yes, she said it, baby, on the red carpet, honey. Miss Ralph said that. She said it, honey. So, hey, she was talking to her 15-year-old self. Is there anything y'all would tell y'all 15-year-old selves? I mean,
I used to think my lips were too big when I was 15, but now I'm just like, I embrace them. And then this long forehead, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Nothing wrong with none of it.
Yeah, big old forehead.
None of it.
Yeah.
All the women in my family got big forehead.
What'd you say?
All the women in my family got big foreheads, and I love them.
That hairline way to the back.
Yeah, them big foreheads be cute, but we love the one with a little Sade on them.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we rock with it. Yes, sir. Them be the cute ones.
Well, congratulations, honey, to Cheryl Lee Ralph and her 15-year-old self, honey. All right, the color today is one of my favorite colors.
It's them chicks that be wearing them wigs and bought that hairline all the way down to them eyebrows that look kind of scary.
All the way down.
The color today is Savannah. On the high end, you say Savannah, and on the low, you say beautiful citrusy green. That's your color for the day. Brad, what you got coming up next in the hot spot?
Coming up next in the hot spot, Toy Lane sentencing may be delayed. And I'm going to tell you why up next. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, 29 minutes before the top of the hour. Y'all time for the hot spot. What up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. The Golden Globes were back on NBC last night after being taken off the air in 2022 due to a lack of diversity in Hollywood Foreign Press Association. This year's show, which could also be streamed live on Peacock, was hosted by Gerard Carmichael. Now, addressing the issue head on, Carmichael said of the HFPA, "I'm not saying it's a racist organization, but it didn't have a single black member until George Floyd died." He also commented on the moment he was asked to host the show, joking, "1 minute you're at home making mint tea, and the next you're invited to be the blackface of an embattled white organization." Wow. The big winners of the evening last night included Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, and the Banshees of, how do you say, Inisherin? The Banshees of Inisherin for film, and Abbott Elementary and The White Lotus for television. Angela Bassett remembered Chadwick Boseman in her acceptance speech for Best Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture for her role in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. This win also marked the first Golden Globe ever given to a Marvel film in an acting category. The big win for Best Performance by an Actress in a Television Series by Kenta Brunson for Abbott Elementary. Congratulations to Zendaya for Best Performance by an Actress in a TV series, and Tracy Morgan and Jamie Lee Curtis honored Eddie Murphy with the Cecil B. DeMille Award, and during his acceptance speech, the Trading Places star stole the show with the conclusion of his speech, sharing his simple steps to success.
I'm going to wrap it up and just say something to all the new up-and-coming dreamers and artists that are in the room tonight. I want to let you know that there is a definitive blueprint that you can follow to achieve success. It's a blueprint, and I followed it my whole career. Just do these 3 things. Pay your taxes, mind your business, and keep Will Smith's wife's name.
I'm so mad at him. Oh my God. He ain't gonna never live it down. No matter what he do, it's gonna always be a joke about it. He ain't gonna never leave it down. Did anybody check out the Golden Globes, Gary?
No.
Really?
Gary, why you didn't watch it? I'm shocked.
You always watch it.
When I decided to wake up and watch it, hell, it was about going off, so I was like, well, I'll just go back to bed then. They need to, remember back in the day they used to tell you all these shows coming on TV? Yeah. They don't do it no more like they used to.
Yeah, we used to have a TV guide and stuff back in the day, like a lot of things that advertised that we got.
And I love to go to Globe because I like to watch the show just to see what they're wearing.
Yeah. Oh, so you didn't even see Billy Porter's outfit?
I was glad to see Eddie Murphy there. I saw the clips. Just to see Eddie Murphy there, see icon, he's such an iconic figure. And to see Tracy Morgan there, it's just always good seeing comedians in the mix.
Yeah. Right. All right, y'all. Well, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note, but coming up next, we got Rock T's HBCU. And in the meantime, in between time, why don't y'all hit us up for them wake-up calls at 866-9-RICKEY. That's 866-9-RICKEY. Who we repping today, Rock T?
Let's go holler at Prairie View A&M PV. What up, mine? That's next on HBCU. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, yeah, man. Oh, yes. Rock Teasy for Sheezy up in the building. It's about that time, man. My favorite segment of the show. We always gonna continue to highlight, showcase, and let the world know about our phenomenal heroes and sheroes that attended or currently attend our phenomenally historically black colleges and universities. Let's see here. Let's travel down to Texas. Oh yeah. Prairie View A&M. That's where we going. Established in 1876. Home of the Royal Purple and Gold. Shout out to the Panthers and Lady Panthers out there. Home of the Marching Storm Marching Band and the Black Foxes Dance Line. Oh, whoa! And I can't forget about the Twirling Thunder Color Guard. Come on now. So y'all know Prairie View A&M as Prairie View A&M. But we know him as PV. Let's talk about PV's current president, the Honorable Dr. Ruth Simmons. Previously served as the 18th president of Brown University, where she became the first African-American president of an Ivy League institution. She received the BET Award for her service as president of Brown University. And did I mention she's a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority? Oh, I know all her sorors are hyped right about now. President Barack Obama appointed Dr. Simmons to the President Commission on White House Fellowships. Newsweek selected her as Woman of the Year. Time Magazine named her as America's Best College President. And oh, by the way, she also received a bachelor's degree from Dillard University and a master's PhD from Harvard University. Oh, if you didn't know, now you know. If you want me to highlight your favorite HBCU, hit me up on my social media platforms at Rock T Holla. Let's get it.
HBCU, there it is. Maria, what you got coming up next?
Rickey, there are so many ways to make money, and if you have an issue with road rage, you could get a big fat check for it. We're talking about it up next on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
What you got?
Man, your favorite topic, Rickey Smiley, road rage. Did you know that some people are such hotheads that they can seem like professional road ragers, and you can actually be a pro at it, and you can get paid for it? Can you imagine how much somebody would
get paid for road rage?
Yeah, the website vehiclefreak.com is looking for one angry driver to take part in a study examining road rage, and they'll be paid $4,000.
Can I get a drum roll, please?
Where did we sign up?
Road rage. The biggest road rage person on this morning show is Gary with the T. With your angry, fast driving, no signal light. No, Gary is the worst.
Oh, I know. I rode one block with Gary from the hotel to the studio, and I was holding on for dear life. I'm like, really? Gary, it's only a quarter mile away.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Gary, what is it? Why are you so angry when you drive?
It's not so much anger, just move.
What you mean?
I don't like them being behind a person that's sightseeing, and we're not in a tour.
Okay, but Gary, they not sightseeing. The old white, sometimes it be old people, Gary.
Well, they don't need to be driving, damn it. They need to pull over, honey. Your license is about to expire. Move, honey, and let me get to where I need to get.
But Gary, why do you get it? Why you drive? Why you stay in the HOV lane? Why you drive so fast? Like, that's why I won't ride. I won't get in the car with you. But have you ever rode in the car with Gary?
No.
Have anybody ever rode?
Come on, and don't let me driving and eating at the same time.
Oh, God.
Take it to a whole nother level. And it's terrifying.
Think about it, though, Rickey. I mean, come on now. You know, it's just move out the way, honey. Let me go through and get to where I gotta get.
God forbid, we was driving one time. Wasn't that something we pulled up at the club that came on, and we had to sit in the car and start crying? Then he cried. He had to have the radio up loud. And if a certain song, then he got a playlist. He got a whole cry list. What's that one song that came on?
It was a last night, so we were going to, what was that club right there?
It was by Patti LaBelle.
Yeah, it was a Patti LaBelle song, honey.
And you start crying.
Oh, yeah.
Right when we were finna get...
Don't let the song play.
What's the song?
You are my friend.
You are my friend.
You are my friend.
Now what is it about that song? Do that calm you down and make you drive faster?
No, it calms me down, but it's sad. Because she said, you are my friend. I never knew until then.
Damn.
Right.
My friend. She said, honey, just a thought of you to carry on when I feel all hope is gone. She said, I see the world with brand new eyes. Your love has made me realize. Exactly, honey. She said, my future seems brighter than me because you're my friend.
Yeah. And you get emotional. Yeah. Hold on, let it happen. Hold on.
Yeah. So it's just, you know.
And what's that last verse again? That last verse.
I don't want to talk about it, Rickey.
The last verse.
I don't want to talk about it. No, don't do that.
You are my friend.
Yeah, you are my friend.
I feel your love,
honey. Yes, honey.
when you're not near.
I feel your love when you're not near.
Tell us.
I mean, just you need to listen to the song.
So we don't have to talk about road race. Talk about the song. Damn it.
I mean, it's a beautiful, and I think about my friends too. You know? Because I mean, you know, you have friends and you never. Stop it, Rickey.
Oh, you're making Gary cry.
Sorry, don't cry. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we'll finish talking about it tomorrow.
Don't do that.
More Rickey's not tomorrow.
Yeah, Granddad, she said that too.
All right, y'all. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.
Gary, what's up there, pimpin'?
Good morning, Rock T. Good morning, Rickey. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Wednesday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. 50 Cent, y'all, is speaking out, honey. He's letting the world know, honey, how he feels about depression. Y'all. He said depression, honey, he don't believe in it. And here's what he had to say.
I think the things you go through make you who you are. And in my journey, like, there's certain things that I don't even let it into my system like that. I think depression is a luxury. Because where I'm from, you can't afford to be depressed. You gotta pay the bill. So you gotta go to work. They got people right now that's at work don't feel like being there. But they got responsibilities, so they feel uncomfortable while they're working, while they're doing what they gotta do. Like, when these guys get in a slump and they just decide that they're not gonna do anything, I'm like, where they do that at?
No, he's saying you got to work regardless. People depressed every day, but they still got to go to work. They still got to do the things they got to do to take care of their family. So he's like, where they do that at?
I kind of agree with him, man. I mean,
too.
It's a mindset, bro. I mean, I get it. You have your ups, you have your downs, but sooner or later you got to decide, okay, do you want to stay down or do you want to come back up? And so I kind of agree with him.
I think clinical depression is a real thing, though.
Thank you. I don't know. I'm no wonder what kind of depression y'all thinking about.
What you mean?
I mean, sometimes you don't have any control over feeling depressed. It's not just
But you still got to go to work.
I know, but some people do have clinical depression. It is a thing.
He's saying that too. He's saying people go to work all the time and be depressed, but you still got to do everything you got to do.
No, he talked about depression.
The bills gonna keep coming, but I think he's talking about somebody that's so depressed and they can't get out of bed.
Yeah, they can't function.
Yeah,
they can't function.
That kind of depression, that's a whole different level. We don't want to experience that. We just thank God for our little depression, because you got little depression and you got big depression. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm clinically depressed. I was diagnosed by a doctor where I'm clinically bipolar. I have to take lithium every day. If I didn't take my lithium every day, there's no way in hell I could sit here and talk to y'all and work with y'all.
So you would lay in the bed and just
Yes, not just laying in bed and then being manic depressed if you have your highs and lows. When I'm on my high, honey, I'm just doing all kind of stuff. I want to shout, spend money. When I crash down on my low, I get depressed, and that's where you may want to do suicide or anything, step in, to you. So there's layers to depression.
Yeah, it's really important to acknowledge that, I think people look at depression sometimes as like an emotional thing, like you just get out of your feelings.
Yeah.
But it does affect some people physically.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So y'all wouldn't want me to not take my lithium.
Oh no, we didn't see you.
We didn't see you off the lithium. Yeah, you've experienced it.
We don't want that. We don't want that.
Oh no, what
we
the
like
hell
to see that beautiful
one morning,
smile.
but your ass was on one morning. But everybody was quiet. We didn't know what to do.
So thank God for being.
Didn't we have to drive you home?
And Ricky, it was like you would know when I didn't take my lithium, because you would really just aggravate me.
Yeah, it would be kind of funny, but when we got to that damn red light, you rolled them windows down and cussed all them homeless people out for no reason. I'm like, they're not even bothering you.
Not the homeless people.
Get out of the tent. Get out of the tent. Get yourself together. Get out of God. God has blessed you to see another day. Unzip the tent. I said, Gary, shut up before they start shooting.
All right, y'all. Moving on, honey. And other celebrity news, y'all. Serena Williams, y'all. Did y'all know that she got baptized as Jehovah's Witness, y'all? They're saying that the legendary American, honey, tennis star was baptized as Jehovah's Witness, honey, in West Palm Beach, Florida. Now, the 41-year-old tennis star was raised as Jehovah's Witness by her family in a starkly religious home. They said for an uninitiated, Jehovah's Witness are a branch of Christianity which has a membership of almost 9 million people. Which I have an uncle that was Jehovah's Witness. There is Jehovah's Witness, though,
Yeah.
And it's very interesting.
Deep.
Huh?
They roll deep.
They're so cool too. Most of Jehovah's Witnesses I know are just so cool.
Well,
they Bibles got a lot of colorful pictures in there. That's why I used to like it.
They used to knock on our door a lot.
Yeah.
Now, Serena Williams came to my door. I'm answering that door.
Okay.
Sit down and open that Bible.
Come on in. What you want to eat? You want some Kool-Aid?
Baby.
And I'll sit right on that couch and let her walk back and forth like she's chasing the tennis ball and give me that word I needed.
Baby.
Oh, Jesus. Well, they said, which the denomination prohibits observing holidays like Easter, Christmas, birthdays, or any festival, honey, with pagan origins, including Halloween, July the 4th, or Thanksgiving. Which my grandpa, he couldn't even go to my grandmother's funeral.
Why?
They can't go to funerals.
They can't celebrate Jesus or something, right?
Yeah, they couldn't go. He had to stay outside.
No holidays. No, not even your birthday. I think they can celebrate anniversary. So if you have a wedding anniversary, they can do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the good thing about it, I like that they don't celebrate Christmas, so I ain't got to give you no gift.
Oh, you dirty.
No. Gary.
I'm Jehovah's Witness for Christmas.
How convenient.
The color today is one of my favorite colors. My color today is Savannah. On the high end, you say Savannah, and on the low, you say beautiful, citrusy green. That's your color for today.
All right, y'all give it up for Gary with the T. Hey, listen, I got your wake-up call. Y'all hit me up right now. The phone lines are wide open. Get at me, 866-9-RICKY, 866-9-RICKEY. Ricky Smiley Morning Show. All right, 25 minutes after the hour. We got your wake-up calls. 866-9-RICKY. Here we go.
You wake up. It's time to get yourself together.
Come on.
Cause you up this long, this late, you in your house, you so would be better. Wake up, encourage each other and be productive.
Come on.
The Ricky Smiley Morning Show, wanna know what you calling for, so come on and just wake up.
Good morning, Rick. Good morning, Brad. Good morning crew. I want to give a wake up to my husband, Rickey, and our kids. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Grand rising to all my beautiful family. The wildest dreams can come true. Just believe in you. Wake up, wake up, wake up. My name is Desiree calling from Augusta. I want to wake up my mom and my sister and the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Wake up, wake up, wake up. St. Louis, Cool Valley. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, this is Cheryl from the big city of Cochran, Georgia, giving a shout out to all my Georgia fans. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
This is Hollywood calling out of Lawrence, Clemens, Great Court area, and I'm calling to wake up my city. Get up, get up, get up.
When you at Richmond, wake up.
Come on.
And Little Rock, wake up. Hey, Tulsa, wake up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Flint, wake up. In Toledo, wake up. Des Moines, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
It's time to be about to you by.
Brought to you by Crest, the leader in oral health care for more than 60 years. Crest, the #1 toothpaste brand in America. Smile, Crest has you covered.
All right, everybody that's traveling this morning, getting ready to get on a plane. Maria, what you got?
The FAA system that provides pilots with notices they need to read before flying is experiencing an outage affecting flights in the U.S., which could result in a possible nationwide grounding. So keep this in mind if you're traveling today. The FAA said in a statement, technicians are currently working to restore the system, and there's no estimate for restoration of the service at this time. Now, this is the latest as of 28 minutes after the hour, and we will continue to provide updates on the web and social media at Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Hey, appreciate that, Maria. All right, coming up next, y'all, Bernie's Jenkins got your church announcements up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, our favorite grandmama, Miss Bernice Jenkins.
Like that song. I like the way. Jenny, you like that song?
Yeah.
I like the way.
Oh, Lord.
It kind of reminds us of stuff that we used to listen to back in the day.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Every time I hear it, I think about it. I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg and please for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me. Ain't too proud to beg. I like the way. They need to mix them together.
Yes. A remix.
Here's our church announcement this morning, Brett. Govern yourself
accordingly.
The ushers is asking all cockeyed members to sit next to somebody whose eyes is not cocked. Because if both of your eyes are cocked and you look straight at each other when the pastor asks you to turn to your neighbor, one of y'all gonna get dizzy and fall out. Cockeyed members don't sit together. When he say turn to your neighbor and you cockeyed and then the other person cockeyed, y'all looking at folks on the rows in front of you and in back of you. You understand, Janie? The pastor got a $20 reward for whoever can tell him which one of these bad teenagers drawed magic marker jet black beard on Jesus' face. On his picture down in the church lobby and got our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ down there looking like Rick Ross and Genuine. We need to find out. Now we got to raise money to get another one. The fume for Brother Leo Green. You know him, Janie?
Yeah.
The what?
The fume.
Funeral.
Brother Leo Green will be on Friday. Now, he was the first little person that had been a member here, and he got his wings last weekend. The shortest member of the whole church. He was only 41. And his health was good. And he loved them mini-sized Bluebell ice cream sandwiches.
They are good.
And that addiction is what took him out of here. And he was at his mama's house and had climbed up and leaned over into the deep freezer to get that last ice cream sandwich out.
Oh, God.
And fell over the top and it closed down on him. And nobody found him until Saturday morning. He was froze all the way up. His nephew found him and said he was curled up, looked just like a corn dog. So he got 4 little people from the dwarf choir that's pallbearers. But we need 2 regular sized folks to lift the casket and hand it down to him on the way out. You heard me, Brett? He got 4 little people from the dwarf choir that's going to be pallbearers. But we need 2 regular sized folks to lift the casket and hand it down there to him. Because they can't get it out, they can't reach it out the hearse. Do you understand? We need 4 big people to take it out.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, baby.
It is about that time, y'all lying on the 1 and 2, chicken and waffle mix going down. What up, John?
I'm gonna do that real big for Mary J. Blige, man. She's celebrating her birthday today, so definitely big her up on that, man. Of course, you'll make sure me up on her Instagram at JAH So.
Hey, dog, you know we got to go have a Mary J. Blige birthday. Come on now.
Already done.
Yeah, hey, bro, you killed that, man. We appreciate you, John.
My pleasure, Rickey.
Savannah State on July on the 1 and 2, y'all. Rickey's about the morning show. Good morning.
Boy, I tell you what, boy. Another day, boy, I tell you what.
Another day you calling in sick, bro. You can't.
Boy, I'm not sick, shout out, I'm not sick. Ain't nothing wrong with me,
Are you taking a PTO day?
Shout out, no, I'm trying to get the word, but I need the, I might need.
So you calling in late, this a late call.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know I'm running late. I'm gonna be there as soon as I get there took. I gotta get something took care of with the. See, you ain't got my product. You ain't got all these. You don't stay with your whole family. So I stay with my whole family. My whole family over here. My auntie over here. Right. And when you stay with your family, but they put their problem on you. Their problem now it's your problem. You know what I'm saying?
All your family,
you know what I'm saying?
But your family problems affecting you, and what you doing is affecting us.
That's what I try to tell these folks, but they don't care nothing about that. Hey, Rickey, Maria, you know what I'm talking about? When your family be doing stuff and it mess you up.
I feel you, dog.
I feel you. You feel me? See, Rickey, you understand. See, let me tell you, Rickey, let me tell you what happened. So, my auntie spent the night over here, right?
Right.
Cause my auntie, she spent the night over here cause she had got into it with her and her son. She brought her son up. Yeah, see, they all over my grandma's house. Now look, my auntie's son work at Foot Locker. He had bought his mama some brand new Air Force One high top yesterday. Cause his mama she wanted some white tennis shoes. He bought her some brand new Air Force One. He work at Foot Locker. He had discount. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So woo. Here we go. So look, Saturday.
Yeah.
So he done bought her the Air Force One now. My auntie fat now. She big. She real big.
Yeah.
She sitting on the couch, eating some oxtail and some black eyed pea what left over from New Year. So she eating the oxtail and the black eyed pea. She sitting out there watching TV. Done fell asleep, Rick. She done fell asleep with the brand new Air Force One on. My nephew done tied him up real tight because, man, her feet and legs done swelled up with the Air Force Ones on because she eating all that damn salt. Her doctor had told her you can't eat all that damn salt. She got diabetes. So her legs done swelled up.
Like a can of biscuits.
Her legs done swelled up. And she keep falling asleep and passing out. We telling her, you got to take them shoes off, but they so tight, you can't take them off. Because her feet's not swelled up.
Then they're going to explode if you cut one of those shoelaces.
Yeah. No, so she said, but you cut my brand new Air Force Ones, we going to fight when I get up. So, please, can you get out the car, you come over here and maybe like stick something in her leg and let some of the air out of her?
Hey, do you got one of those basketball pumps with the needle?
Yeah.
I'm getting emotional right now.
So what time you coming?
He ain't coming, dog.
I've been up by it.
Bro, you coming tomorrow, man. We'll let you take a day off.
I can get there by 11 o'clock. So can y'all
we'll be gone
for another hour. Just scratch it out for another hour. Let Rickey tell son of the lame ass son.
Yeah, right. Yeah, whatever.
You know what I mean?
This is the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
man, half woman.
It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
It is 4 minutes after the hour. Gary has the tea and the color of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Wednesday, a beautiful, beautiful day in America. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. R&B singer Darnell Jones. I know y'all all remember Darnell Jones. He made beautiful music back in the day. One particular song he made is Where I Want to Be. Well, now people are saying they didn't know if he wanted to be where he was, but he was woke up in a ditch.
What?
You know what?
What you mean?
So confused.
They said...
Why you laughing at that?
He said, honey, that he's grateful to be alive after falling asleep, honey, at the wheel driving his beautiful Mercedes into a ditch. He said, I fell asleep. He said, there was no injuries. He said, but I learned a valuable lesson that if you're tired, honey, just park the car, cause this could have been bad. He said, I know that, honey, I'm truly protected, but I needed this experience. Thank God for wrapping your arms around me as you have always done. My love and loyalty is to you, honey. So we are so grateful, y'all, that Darnell Jones is back. And some people saying maybe he'll get a new Mercedes, because I don't know, that one he had, the one it was in was it was an older one, probably was a vintage one. But nevertheless, honey, we're glad that Darnell is definitely alive, honey. He said, somebody said that's a perfect fit in the ditch. He said, I hope this is not for any reality show or selling tickets to a concert that people are going to attend. But anyway.
Oh, no, my God. And you said,
thank God he is okay.
Absolutely.
I saw that car in that ditch, and it was kind of down in the ditch.
Yeah.
And then like a wall was beside it. It was like down in some grass. Yeah. Like, I don't know how he got out the car, because the doors looked like they couldn't
like
open.
A rotor-rooter or something, you know, when you rotor-rooter just go straight through those holes.
Boy, you know how many times we've been sleeping driving home and the Lord let us make it? I'm
Man, when I tell
every morning when I leave here.
Too often.
Brad, when I tell you I done roll down the window store, you ever roll down the window store letting the air blow in your mouth and start screaming?
I wake up at the light sometimes, all the cars be gone. I'll be like, oh man. Yeah,
so congratulations, honey. And we're glad, honey.
But let the air blow in your mouth. Open up that window going
open your mouth.
Just open your mouth and let the air choke and fill up your lungs with that highway air and a couple of bugs. You'll wake up. You're good for about 10 miles after that.
Yes, like other celebrity news, y'all, this is a very touching story, Brad. Listen, it's reported, y'all, that twins Monroe and Mariah, y'all, are the Mariah Carey most of the time. They're saying that most of the time with Mariah Carey. They say, but now that Nick Cannon has 12 kids, things are shifting. They're saying that the former couple divorced back in 2014, but have seemingly maintained a healthy co-parenting relationship as they raise their twins. Now that Nick is at an even dozen with 7 baby mamas, they said. But it's being reported, y'all, that Mariah Carey is allegedly, y'all, seeking full custody of her twins with Nick Cannon, y'all. And some people saying that's sad, honey, because he got 12 kids. He could at least see one a month. So, I mean, what's the problem? But I don't know.
I thought they was sharing, had a joint visitation. Joint custody.
They probably do, but she want full custody. She want them at all times. So, you know. So,
well, that don't mean you want him at all times. That mean you want to have full custody, but at that point he would get visitation. That's what that means, legally.
Well, he got visitation anyway though, didn't he?
Well, they have shared custody, so that means that the kids may stay with him. They may have an agreement where they stay, 4 days per week or 3 days, so maybe she just wants it for, I don't know, physical stability. I know she doesn't think he's a bad dad or anything, but maybe she just doesn't want the kids to be going back and forth, and I don't know.
Yeah, because that's L.A. and New York, right? He's in L.A. and she's in New York, right?
Oh. Well, he has residences all over.
Right. Okay. International.
And she is too, actually. She has a few residences, so yeah.
Oh. Well, we're gonna see how that plays out. I mean, if he got 12 kids though, and it's 12 months in a year, he could at least be with one kid a month, so at least he still have time, to be
He's gonna have more. He's gonna have more kids. He's not done yet.
Ooh, he wearing them out, boy.
No, he is. He's gonna have more kids.
And
I'm not saying that to be funny. He is. We're going to hear about another baby. There might be someone pregnant right now.
Nick putting in that work, Kay.
Yeah, he a floor specialist.
How would you call it, Kay?
He's a floor specialist. A floor specialist. He's laying wood.
All right, Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any other details of the story?
Hey, Kay. Hey, this is brought to you by who?
The floor specialty company. He is laying wood.
Okay.
A lot of hardwood.
Yeah, dog.
Well, let me give me another story, honey.
Get you something else. We ain't studying KO.
Yeah. Dwayne Wade's, honey, his ex-wife said Dwayne is violating their custody agreement. Now, back in November, honey, retired NBA player Dwayne Wade's ex-wife, Miss Savon Funches Wade, filed to prevent their transgender daughter from legally changing their name and gender. Now they're saying Savon is accusing Dwayne, y'all, of violating that child custody agreement by not consulting with her, honey, before Zaya, I guess, to change her sex and her name, which she should sue his butt for it. Now they're saying that, according to the documents, honey, obtained by Radar Online, they say Ms. Funch's lawyer was in court Friday, y'all, to submit a new evidence, a copy of Wade and Funch's 2011 divorce agreement. Now, the provision of the agreement states that Wade shall discuss with and obtain input from Funches on the major decisions affecting the care, welfare, activities, health, education, and religious upbringing, honey, of their two children. Now, they're saying Ms. Wade hopes that this will convince the judge to deny Dwayne's petition for Zaya. That's sad. He should have talked to that woman about that's her child, too. Okay, she had that child.
Okay, but it's too late because Zion already came out as who Zion wants to be. So what's she gonna do?
Yeah, she's going to be 16 this year, so she got 2 more years. She's going to be 18 and going to be able to make her own decisions anyway.
Yeah, that child ain't going to feel comfortable wearing no Nike jogging suit to school.
Some days is over.
The color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, Savannah. On the high end, you say Savannah, and on the low end, you say beautiful citrus green. That's your color for today. Okay, Ricky.
Not touching that one.
Yeah. They still wear it, though.
I mean, he's already going through what he's going through, man. You're going to have to roll with it, man, because he's 16. He almost 18. Going to be in a couple of years.
Hey,
y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Y'all know. Cancel me then. Cancel me. Just cancel me. Cancel me, coach. Cancel me.
Let's argue.
Just cancel me. Cancel me.
It was an honest mistake.
I'm not going to sit up here and be trying to, you know what the hell I'm trying to say. You ain't trying to offend nobody.
Honest mistake, dog. It's all good.
Yeah. Man, what's the color, Gary?
It's Savannah on the high end and it's citrus green on the low end, honey. That's what that is for today.
All right, y'all. 12 minutes after the hour. Dude, we already did the wake-up calls, didn't we?
That was last hour, Ricky.
Hell, I don't even know.
You nervous trying to change the topic?
I wish I would get nervous. I wish I would let this culture come at me for having my opinion and a joke about something. You can joke about everything but that. Hell, I said damn these folks. Hell, 13 minutes after the hour, more Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. Cancel me then.
Slow down, cowboy.
Happiness and hope. It's Wellness Wednesday on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, a lot of stuff going on. It's Wellness Wednesday. We got the one and only Dr. MJ Collier on with us this morning to give us an update from the medical community. Dr. Collier, good morning. Doc.
Yes.
Happy to have you this morning, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, Rickey Smiley. It's so good to talk to you, man. Everything going all right?
Man, everything going good, man. I know you got a lot because I've been watching the news, man, and it's been a lot of medical stuff.
Oh, yeah. So we can talk about a variety of things, including Damar, his recovery. Hopefully he's still recovering. I don't want everybody to get too happy.
Right, Dr. Carter, do you think he'll ever play again? If I'm his dad, I would say no.
I'm sorry, say that again?
If I was his dad, I wouldn't let him play again. I would advise him not to.
No, exactly. Well, again, playing again is so low on the priority list right now. It's just, surviving and walking and talking. So, he seems to be doing okay, and we're hoping that he, is doing well. And, but the results of this, again, we're in the early phases of recovery, and, there's some things and objectives that we want to accomplish. That's why he was not sent home. He was just transferred to a hospital, in his hometown. But he's still, being actively treated. with a neurologist, a cardiologist, and in a rehab facility, I'm sure, as well. So he's doing good. But we want everybody to do well. And let me tell you, Ricky, one of the things is sudden cardiac death is not an unusual problem. It happens a lot. And more women suffer from it and don't recover. One of the reasons is that people are hesitant. They'll see a woman having obvious heart issues, and they're reluctant to start CPR on women for some reason. You know, and some of it is just basic. They don't want to start pumping on a woman's chest if she's not having a heart problem. And, and men looking at it and saying, oh, she's just hysterical, etc. So we have to be much more sensitized to this in our female patients, because when they have this issue, and oftentimes they would have presented to the doctor at least 2 weeks prior to with some complaint and some symptom. And it's oftentimes ignored. They don't get the full cardiac workup that they need to get. And so we see that this is a problem here. But what's important in recovery is how quickly CPR is started. And in his case, he had CPR started almost immediately. And that's one of the reasons that we're having a good result so far with DeMar. So we want to make sure that everybody who's doing that, if you're in that situation, if you see a person go down, do not hesitate to start CPR. The standard protocol, Annie, you okay? And if you see that, and now the CPR protocol does not require you to blow in somebody's mouth. It's just really just pumping on their chest. You don't have to give mouth to mouth anymore. That's not a part of the standard CPR protocol. So if you haven't been, CPR certified recently, there are free classes everywhere. Your YMCAs, most of the gyms will offer them. And so people get CPR. So you'll be prepared for this sort of situation. You'll know when you see, that defibrillator on the wall, when to grab it and how to use it in those emergency circumstances.
Right. All right. We got to call it. Good morning.
Hey, Dr. Collier, I have a 12-year-old son that contracted warts from another kid at school. My primary doctor states that they would just go away. And it's been over 12 months, and they are still there. They're just moving probably from one place to another. Can you give me any advice on what I can do to get this done?
Oh, yeah, they actually do need to be treated. Warts are caused by the human papilloma virus. And, if they're on their fingers, that's usually what happens to children. They spread them around by just touching various parts of their body, and they can be highly contagious. So I would start first line with some of the over-the-counter wart treatments. They actually are effective. It just takes a while. And so you have to apply it for weeks, and then they ultimately will shrink. But if not, your primary care doctor or your dermatologist can remove them. You can freeze them. You can burn them. There are a variety of techniques to do so. But I would remove them, and you definitely want to get the mother load of the wart so that they don't continue to spread. And then upon immediate recurrence, you start treating again, because they're minor when they're on the hands and things. But if you touch the wrong area, particularly your genital area, when urinating or you touch your eyes, it can become a much more important health issue.
Yeah, it looked like something else.
Yo, Dr. Collier, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I want to ask Dr. Collier, has he ever heard of RSD? It stands for Reflex Sympathetic Dystrophy. It's like overactive nerves. And if he's researched it, and does he have an idea how to slow the progression of it?
Yes, RSD is not a common phenomenon, but I have seen it in my practice. And the thing is that you have to really partner with your neurologist in doing so. There are a variety of different treatments, all of which say they slow the progression. I find that difficult to measure. I don't know how a drug gets put on the market that, quote, slows the progression of a disease state, because I don't know how bad I would have been a year later compared to on the medicine or off the medication. There's nothing that corrects the problem or cures it. So it is a chronic disease state. And again, you do the simple things. You maintain your good basic health. You make sure you're getting enough sleep, your nutrition is good, and that you're drinking enough water just to optimize your body's health to help try to control those symptoms.
All right, y'all, with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
Good morning. I wanted to find out if you have any information on a autoimmune disorder called lichen planus. How is it best to treat it, etc. Thank you so much.
Oh, excellent question. Lichen planus is, again, usually affects the skin. It gives you, itchy skin lesions and sometimes plaquing, and you treat it with common steroids. But there are another, class of drugs now that treat these from the immune system. They shut down the immune system response, and a lot of these medications that are being used to treat everything from irritable bowel syndrome to arthritis will probably help in that situation as well. But lichen planus is not deadly. It doesn't result in any long-term health issues. It's just more of a cosmetic issue with your skin. So again, keep that skin well moisturized. Make sure that you're taking your vitamin D to optimize your skin health at 5,000 international units per day. And then topical steroids will usually help. Sometimes oral steroids are necessary.
All right, y'all, with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
Just Kiki, I got a question for Dr. Collier. Dr. Collier, I know you got lipo drops and whatnot, but do you got some drops for like my edges? Because I be wearing lace wigs with the glue and I don't take my wig off right, so I ain't got no edges. You got drops for that?
Kaleidoscope, we got you over here. We got the miracle drops for you.
How can they get it, Brett?
Go to ilovecolors.com, Kaleidoscope. We got you miracle edges that make them grow back. We got the coconut, the extra strength, and the original drops.
All right, and you got the braid spray.
And we got all that. I just released Fondified. Hey, what you know about that? Yeah, we just released the hair care line for Protective Styles. Kiki, call me. I got you.
All right,
Kaleidoscope by the Brett.
Dr. Collier, how can you be reached?
I can be reached on all social media at Ask ASK Dr. MJ and Facebook Live tonight, 6:30. Go to Ask ASK Dr. MJ Facebook, and we will answer your healthcare questions. These are the opinions of Dr. MJ Collier, not those of Rickey Smiley, the Rickey Smiley Morning Show cast or its production crew. You can hear me again on all social media at Ask ASK Dr. MJ. Go to the website, lifewithdrops.com, get your vitamin D, get your health maintained.
Distinguished member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Dr. MJ Collier. Hey, love you, Dr. Collier.
Love you back, Rickey Smiley. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. 28 before the top of the hour. Hey, if you want to get in on the Rickey's Quickies, you need to call me now. What's the number, Brat?
9 Rickey. That's 866-9-RICKEY.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all, it's about that time for Rickey's Quickies. Let's go. Quickies.
Rickey, what's up, Rickey? This Big Tootie. This Black Tony cousin. He told me call you.
Quickies.
Science State.
Quickies.
Yes, got a quick joke for y'all. How do you get a witch pregnant? You humper.
Quickies.
All you seen was a bunch of beautiful black women. Dance, singing, living in the new fucking nation.
Quickies.
Word up. Hey. Word up. Hey.
Quickies.
It is good.
What? Quickies.
Yeah, Rickey Smiley. Your head is like a salty pot. Your nose is like a south. Your mouth is like a fireplace with all the ashes out.
Quickies.
Free Mr. Clark.
Quickies.
Words to live by. Don't sweat the petty stuff and don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Quickies.
Rick, aren't you really lost some son?
Quickies.
My mom's ex-husband was deaf in one ear, so we took turns telling him, Happy New Year. Here's to a Happy New Year to everyone.
Quickies.
Gary, you look like if Freddie Jackson and Florida Evans had a baby.
Quickies.
Me and my family love the Rickey Smiley Show and the crew.
Quickies.
Hey, that music gonna get the dang dog.
Quickies.
This your boy T-Rose from the Seaport, and I want to give a shout out to everybody. I start my day off with that Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Quickies.
Hello, tell Gary to wake his butt up.
Quickies.
He's nuts.
Quickies.
Trying to see if Brett gonna put on that two-piece skin.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Quickies.
Leave me alone.
Quickies.
Wop baba baba wop bamboo.
Quickies.
Your grandma's so short she farted and busted her ankle.
Quickies.
Ribbit.
Quickies.
I will not carry a purse. I will not wear makeup. I will love all women.
All right, y'all. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. Hey, 14 before the top of the hour, y'all. Hey, everybody saw the national championships the other night. Georgia Bulldogs, the way they beat TCU. We got, all of the frogs are upset, the way the Bulldogs beat the TCU Horned Frogs. We got Kermit the Frog on it. Kermit, good morning.
Well, I don't know how good of a morning it is, but I'm here.
Well, yeah, we gotta talk. We tried to get you yesterday, but I know you was doing a lot of interviews or whatever. How you feeling this morning?
Well, I'm feeling a bit perturbed, but it is getting better today. than it was yesterday. But people are constantly ridiculing about the constant fall down of the frogs.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have to ask you before we start, how's Miss Piggy?
Miss Piggy is good. She's constantly gaining, constantly eating, and she's also sharing in our pain.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
So TCU Horn Frogs is representing all frogs pretty much
all
out
frogs.
there. So that includes you.
Horn frog, horny toads frogs, tree frogs, ground frogs, green frogs, gray frogs, all frogs.
So how are you feeling throughout the game?
Well, throughout the game we were quite nauseous because it's just too much to see a frog being beaten like that. And then, of course, after the constant verbal barrage was coming against frogs, we contacted our head, Malcolm F.,
right,
of the NAABP.
What is that?
That's the National Association of Frog People.
Right.
We're consulting with them.
So how long do you think it's going to take before the frog community as a whole can recover from this incident that took place on Monday?
Well, that's an excellent question because the frog community has been beaten down. It's been trounced, stomped, squashed.
Right.
And this is not something we can take just hopping on 2 feet.
Yeah, so it was hard. So what was Miss Piggy's reaction to all of this while the game was going on?
She fainted in a bowl of potato salad.
Thank you so much, Kermit the Frog.
Thank you.
Oh, man. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. Hey, what you talking about? Breath like some thunder. What you looking at? I don't want your phone number. Yes, sir.
You should have paid your light bill. You bought an outfit.
Hey!
You bought an outfit.
Hey, Special K, what did that remind you of, man?
Decatur, Greenbrier, every hood in America. Every hood in America. Shout out to
Liberty
Family
City.
Dollar. Shout out to Liberty. Shout out to all the hood stores. Shout out to EBT cards. Shout out to everything.
Bessemer, Oak Cliff.
Boy.
The line of the century. Bald head, scallywag.
Ain't got no handyman. Gelled up, weaved up. Your hair is messed up.
Shout out to all the girls in Section 8 apartment with them cold ass concrete floors. Hot water way too damn hot.
You ain't lying.
Oh, man.
You ain't lying. Whoa, look at here, man. Big shout out, man, to Oklahoma City, man. I see y'all, man. I am coming to the Criterion. I think that's what it's called. That's Friday. OKC. Let's go, man. I cannot wait to go to Oklahoma City. We're going to have a good ass time. Rickey Smiley and friends. Going to be a whole lot of fun. All right. You know what we're going to play tomorrow?
What that?
Stepdad.
Come on, dog.
Stepdad. Shut up. You ain't my dad. Shut up. Boy, we're going to play all these doggone hoods. I love these hood songs, man. Well, if this don't remind me of the station I started on 95.7, man, back in the day. All right, y'all, we're going to be talking to the one and only Stephen A. Is he on the phone? Oh, we talk to him right now.
Go, baby.
Y'all get up, man. Hey, man, he needs no introduction if you watch ESPN or whatever. He's all over the channel, man. One of our favorite beloved sports analysts of all time, the one and only, and my frat brother, member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Stephen A. Smith.
In the building.
What's up, man? Good morning.
Hey,
how y'all doing?
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, big dog.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, big dog. What's going on, man?
Man, we happy to have you, man. Everybody know you. You know, I ain't have to read the whole long intro, man. Famed journalist, featured commentator, host of ESPN First Take, and the host of No Mercy. So, Stephen A. Smith, we happy to have you, man. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So much to talk about, but you know, I got to first get your thoughts on what happened. The TCU doing a national championship against Georgia because you actually predicted them to win.
Yeah. Well, listen. Well, first of all, let's get that out the way. That might have been the worst prediction I've ever made in my career. Let's get
I'm glad you're a man about it. I'm glad you're a man about it.
Let's get that. Well, the thing about it is that we all went into the game believing that Georgia was the better team. We know that this superior team. We know it's the SEC. We know all of that. My whole point was, let me go to Cinderella route for a change. If they drop 51 on Michigan, who had a better run defense than anybody else, these are college kids. They in L.A. Maybe a couple of people will hang out late or something. Who knows what the hell will happen? Let me go against the grain. I don't know why the hell I decided to do that.
Right.
But TCU was so bad. TCU was so bad. I don't think the players will show up for the rest of the semester. I think faculty members will give them a license to be away for the rest of the semester. Wow. And I got to tell you something. I think ESPN deserves its money back. And the college football committee, let's stop playing games. And luckily, we move it to the 12-team playoff system in a couple of years. That way, we can see these cats get knocked off, and we can get a national championship game worthy of witnessing.
Right.
Man, right. So we all know, Stephen A., the country stopped last weekend when Damar Hamlin took that hit and fell to the ground. What are your thoughts about how the NFL handled the situation and also the insensitive tweet, I got to ask you, by Skip Bayless?
Well, first of all, number one, I think that when you look at the National Football League, usually they criticize, and a lot of times they deserve it. This wasn't one of those times. They couldn't have handled it more perfectly. They worked in concert with the Players Association to make sure that they had emergency procedures in place. They had medical professionals from both teams collaborated with one another, along with medical professionals that were independent. And as a result of that, this is what I've been saying over the last week and a half. If Damar Hamlin was any place else other than a football field or a hospital, he would be dead. Everybody knows that. They had to do CPR twice. They had to bring him back to life twice, y'all. It was that bad. He had blood coming out of his nose and his mouth. I mean, this is what the players were seeing on the football field, which is why you saw all of them crying and everything like that, because they were witnessing what happened. And so because of that, the NFL and the Players Association deserve to be commended for that. As it pertains to Skip Bayless, that's my man. We all know that. But he was wrong. And I would have told him that to his face if he was sitting across from me. And I'll tell him that to his face if I see him in the near future. He shouldn't have done that. It wasn't what he said, because he was talking about football and the history of football and how they had never canceled a game before. There was a guy by the name of Charles Hughes in 1971 that literally collapsed in front of Dick Butkus on the football field and was pronounced dead at the hospital. So he died on the football field. It happened once before in 1971, but no game had ever been canceled because of it. And so that's what Skip was alluding to. The problem is the timing was so bad, because while that's going on, while everybody is on the field, while Damar Hamlin is laying on the turf and fighting for his life, nobody's thinking about the game at that particular moment in time.
Right.
And so when you send out a tweet like that, that was the insensitive part that really roiled and riled up the NFL community. And I can't blame them for feeling that way. I don't think Skip meant for it to happen. I know for a fact that he cares about the kid's life, for crying out loud. He didn't want him to die. But in the same breath, you got to be mindful of when you say things, not just what you say. And I think that that's where he made his mistake with that tweet.
Right. Now, I know you recently have been real critical of the firing of Lovie Smith from the Texans after just 1 year, right? So what's up with that? Mm-hmm. Does it seem, to feed the perception that black coaches are being held to a different standard than their Caucasian coaching peers?
Well, black coaches are always held to a different standard. It's a challenge to accept the fact that we can be leaders of men too. The NFL has long had a history and a historical problem with that. College football has had a problem with that as well, even more so. We all know this. But in the case of the Houston Texans, that's a special case. The Houston Texans, I literally went on national television the other day and say, if you're African American, if you're a black man, you need not apply to the Houston Texans. That's not a job you want. They brought in David Culley the year before. They fired him after 1 year. Before they hired Lovie Smith, remember how the whole Lovie Smith hiring came about, y'all? They were interested in former 12-year NFL quarterback Josh McCown. Josh McCown was a backup or perennial backup quarterback in the National Football League. Y'all, he had never coached in college or the pros on any level. And the Houston Texans, he was a volunteer assistant coach at a high school.
Right.
And the Houston Texans wanted to hire him, but Josh McCown himself said, fellas, there are people far more qualified than me.
Right.
To be a head coach in the National Football League.
That's crazy.
It created, once we got wind of it, is what led to them going away from him and hiring Lovie Smith, which means they didn't want to hire Lovie Smith to begin with.
We're talking to Stephen A. Smith right now, and from one sports genius to another, Stephen. Football playoffs, NFL playoffs kick off this weekend. We got the wild card round. We already know how you feel about the Dallas Cowboys, but I'm going to have to agree with you, man. I think the Cowboys may get monkey stomped this weekend by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady. What are your thoughts on that? And who's your Super Bowl prediction?
Well, in all seriousness, bro, that shouldn't happen. Cowboys are significantly better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year.
I agree with that.
The problem is that pressure breaks pipes. And when the pressure mounts, the Cowboys don't usually respond. You see, when there's no pressure on them, when they're expected to lose is when they show up and handle their business. When you put expectations on their shoulders, they wilt beneath the pressure, which is what I love to see. So if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to win this game with Tom Brady, with Leonard Fournette, with Mike Evans, with Chris Godwin and all of these brothers, they got to bring their A game because they haven't all year long. They've got to do that, and they got to hope and pray that the Dallas Cowboys do not, which is entirely possible. All right? The Dallas Cowboys should win this game. They are the better team. They are far superior to Tampa Bay this year, and Tom Brady is a stationary target for the likes of Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence and the rest of that crew. But the bottom line is that Dallas usually finds a way to mess it up. They will. I just don't know whether it's going to be this week or next week.
So you didn't. Come on, man. Give me your prediction. You said should. We don't use words like should.
I'm picking Tampa Bay to win this game because I can't stand Dallas. Not because of my football analysis would tell you is Dallas, but I refuse to pick them.
Stephen, you know we on the radio in Dallas. Come on now.
I mean what I said, bro. They know me. They know me. They know where I'm coming from. They know I can't stand their asses. They know that.
So you just gonna say that?
Dallas Cowboy fans, these damn Dallas Cowboy fans. Do you have any idea what my life would be like if Dallas actually won? If Dallas were to win a Super Bowl, do you have any idea the level of misery I would be subjected to? How about them Cowboys in every crevice of this damn country? That's all I would hear. It's sickening, man. It's sickening.
Dog, what made you hate the Cowboys so bad? What made you hate the Cowboys? What happened?
Man, listen, man, it don't matter what they do. They can go 1-15. Their season can end on January 7th at 7 o'clock. By 7:15, those fans are going to be like, we're going to win the Super Bowl next year, right? They never stop, man. It's like they are the champions of the back pages. They are the champions of the headlines. To me, they're the champions of the greatest story that I've ever heard in the history of sports. You remember when one of their boys, I won't mention his name, remember when one of their boys, a Dallas Cowboy player, literally got arrested because after practice, he went to a department store and got caught stealing cologne and a pair of drawers. That is the all-time funniest. I swear to you, man. That happened in like 2015, and I still laugh. That is my all-time favorite story. I mean, think about it. What were you doing? What were you doing that you had to steal cologne and a pair of drawers? Now, let's tell on yo, fellas, chill. Yeah. Let's tell on each other. Let's tell on the fellas for 1 second.
Oh, man.
Ladies, if a brother in the middle of the afternoon after a practice is stealing cologne and a pair of drawers, it's because he made a stop
Oh, yeah.
He made a stop. He did something, and he didn't have time to take a shower. That's the only reason.
He didn't have no.
That he's stealing cologne and a pair of drawers. That's the only reason.
Man, you got me up here crying. What would make it worse is the brother making a good living. He could have just paid for it.
Not a pair of drawers, y'all. Not a pair of drawers. If he stole a cologne, that'd have been bad enough. He stole cologne and a pair of drawers.
Stephen, what kind of cologne you think it was? Did you find out what kind of cologne?
I had no idea. I've still been looking for it. But you gotta remember, Q, it don't matter. Because he trying to smell familiar to who wait for him at home. So whatever he was wearing normally, that's what the hell he went to buy.
Oh, man.
But he stole it.
Hey, man.
He got caught.
We gotta let you go, dog.
No, man, listen. Your new memoir, Straight Shooter, is out. In here, you talk about your highs and lows. What would you say is one of your biggest lows that you had to get past? And tell everybody, how can they get your book?
Well, you could go to get my book. You can go to straightshooterbook.com and order it on pre-sale. You can go to Target, Walmart, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and all of these other places, because the book is on shelves this coming Tuesday. And it's my memoir, the highs and lows from the time I was a kid to now, and all the controversies that I have been involved with, particularly at ESPN, is all in there. All the details, stuff that I never said, and all of this other stuff is all in there. And my lowest point, honestly speaking, in my career was when I got fired, because when I got fired and let go by ESPN, I had just had my daughter.
Oh, wow.
And so as a black man wondering, whether or not how you going to pay your bills and whether or not you're going to be able to resurrect your career and all of that stuff, that fear was real. It was very real for me, but through the grace of God, I overcame it.
Man, hey, bruh. Q-Dog, always good to have you on the show, man. You got to come on the show more, Steve. We really appreciate you, man.
Yes, anytime.
Yes, sir, man.
Especially since your audience is in Dallas. I love it. They ain't the only place, but I know that's one of those places.
Yes,
that's right. Y'all got a former player that got arrested for stealing cologne and a pair of drawers. My all-time favorite story.
Stop it, dog. Oh, man, go home, dog.
A pair of drawers.
Steve, they outside of the station protesting right now. They outside.
Screw the loon. Hanes. I don't know what the hell it was. Under Armour. I don't know. I just know it was a pair of drawers.
As long as it wasn't tiny white.
I just know it was a pair of drawers.
Hey, they outside the station. They got T-shirts on that say Cowboys Lives Matter. Hey, we can't have you coming on a radio show talking about the Dallas Cowboys like that. That's so disrespectful.
And I heard the cologne was Creed. I heard the cologne was Creed.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, baby.
News headlines. Entertainment. Sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, big shout out to Power 96.5, Buffalo, New York. Miss Sheila Brown, the owner, thank you so much for this opportunity. We really, really appreciate you allowing us to be on your great station, and all the people of Buffalo and the Bills and everybody. We're praying for you. We hope that all is well. We look forward to working with everybody. 28 minutes after the hour, we got your front page right here. Maria, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's your Wednesday morning news. Republicans in the House of Representatives approved creation of a new committee that will investigate what they describe as a weaponization against conservative Americans. They also voted to repeal funding approved last year for the Internal Revenue Service. Now, the measure was intended to help the IRS go after wealthier Americans who use complex tax avoidance schemes. However, the IRS has been so understaffed that it can't take on the task. Yesterday's vote has little chance of passage in the U.S. Senate. In other news, you may have noticed egg prices have more than doubled in a year. An outbreak of the avian flu has forced the slaughter of millions of birds. According to CBS News, prices will eventually go down as a newer generation of flu-free birds is hatched.
Yeah,
Lastly,
Church of Chicken got tablecloths and candles in there. They got waiters and waitresses now.
Mm-hmm.
Going doggone Popeyes, boy. That's
birds.
Yeah, that's like going to a steakhouse.
Yeah, I need them birds to work it out. So
Churches,
hopefully, that flu-free bird generation will help out.
You gotta
with
get
this
reservations.
situation. Yeah. Bye-bye. All right. Lastly, the Mega Millions jackpot has reached an estimated $1.35 billion, the second largest in the lottery's history after no winner snagged a big prize on Tuesday night's drawing. So the drawing for the $1.35 billion prize is roughly $707.9 million in cash. It is scheduled for Friday night. Yeah.
Lord, I done prayed. I done went to Sunday school. I done ushered. I done was a trustee. I done counted the money. I done helped folks. Lord, please, you said the reason you have not is because you ask not. Lord, right now, I'm coming to you right now. Lord, I'll get everybody on this morning show something. We'll hire a marketing team. We'll do a Rickey Smiley cruise, which we're not doing. We have a marketing team, which we don't have.
Be specific about what you're going to give everyone on the team, Ricky. Be specific. What's the number?
Existence.
All right.
A lot of things.
Brett, $10 million.
Brett, I get Brett $10 million for everything she's done or whatever. Get a percentage by the years that they've been here. We'll get Gary some new clothes.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
Get him, move him somewhere else. And stuff. Just Lord, we'll help everybody.
Some lotion.
$62,380.
Some Carry lotion, Lord. Lord, just help us.
For them ankles, Jesus.
Everything.
Help us, help them.
Good. We've been to church, Sunday school. We've been to Bible study. We even marched in when the choir marched in. Lord, I still play the piano for the Sunday school every now and then to get on the organ. Still worshiping praise break every morning. Lord, we don't have to give us all of it. Lord, just some of it.
Praise God. Give us some time right now because we're running low on it. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
There it is, buddy. Shout out to the Miami Heat, man. They set an NBA record by making all 40 of their free throws to help beat the Oklahoma City Thunder last night. The old record was when the Utah Jazz hit 39 out of 39 from the free throw line in 1982. The Madden video game will be removing the CPR touchdown celebration in respect to the Buffalo Bills' Damar Hamlin crisis last week. Damar was discharged from the hospital in Cincinnati. He is now at a hospital in Buffalo. And we're hoping to see him on the sidelines with his teammates real soon. But he is receiving some amazing care. He's continued to take a lot of tests, but as of right now, he's doing very well. So continue to keep him and his family in prayer. Former NFL wide receiver Charles Johnson, who won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady with the New England Patriots back in 2001, he passed away back in July. His body was found in a hotel one day after his wife reported him missing, but they never disclosed why and how he passed away until now. A recent report just released that his cause of death was suicide. Drug overdose from Pop Warner Pee Wee.
Right.
All the way up until some get all the way to the professional level. How many of those blows and hits?
And now they're not even wearing the padding that we had to wear to protect them anymore. They had shoulder pads, looking like shoulder pads in a suit coat jacket.
It's scary though.
Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're not even padded up anymore. I don't understand. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's my quick sports report, man. Let's talk about it on social media.
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
28 before the top of the hour, y'all. Time for the hot spot. What up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Tat Tat, and this is the Hot Spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Well, T.I. and his wife, Tiny, are preparing to battle it out with toy maker MGA Entertainment over the intellectual property rights of former teen pop group OMG Girls. Now, last week, Tiny, who formed the group OMG Girls in 2009, called out MGA for allegedly stealing the group's likeness for its LOL Surprise OMG Girls dolls. Now, sharing some examples of similarities between the two, the Escape singer wrote on Instagram, "This is straight up and down infringement on the OMG Girls likeness and their creation that we all worked so hard to build, only to be snatched by a big company with no remorse." She said, "I'm only fighting for what's right on behalf of the girls and us. Hashtag OMG Girls, hashtag OMG Dolls, hashtag MGA, hashtag Pretty Hustle, hashtag Grand Hustle." T.I. and Tiny claim that MGA announced it was planning on launching a line of dolls modeled after the OMG Girls in 2010, but failed to secure a licensing agreement and allegedly refused to discuss compensation. Well, T.I. and Tiny added that they cannot and will not allow MGA to simply misappropriate the OMG Girls name and image without compensation. And I don't know, I've seen pictures and these dolls look just like the OMG girls, even some of the same outfits that they wore. So, kudos to Tia and Tiny for not just letting this slide and go by. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note, but coming up next, we got the praise mix down. The time now is 26 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
This is the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.